Okay, I will share some few questions which they asked in your previous year question paper. Okay, so here there is one question from exponential distributions. They asked the question. Okay, so the first question you can go through. This is the very simple, as well as a few steps only is that you can easily get the answer. You can see the problem first. Past experience says that average life of a bulb assumed to be continuous, random variable, following exponential
Sir, which
distribution.
unit is this, sir?
Ma'am, this is comes under, I think, third unit, I feel. That is probability distribution, something is there, no?
Log, sir.
Wait, ma'am, I will check it. I am not sure. I will check. Ma'am, it is the second block, ma'am. Probability and probability distribution is there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Under the second unit, it will come. Second block. Okay. So past experience says the average life of a bulb assumed to be continuous random variable following the exponential distribution is 110 hours. Calculate the probability that the bulb will work for at most 25 hours. And given that e to the power minus 0.23 equal to 0.7945. So this is the question they asked. Okay, it is one of the year they asked this kind of questions for 20 mark. Okay, now what we have to do for an exponential distribution, the probability density functions, and it is defined by f of x lambda equal to lambda into e to the power minus lambda x. This is the formula you have to write for probability density functions whenever they given the exponential distribution. Okay, where lambda is nothing but is a rate parameter. Now, for an exponential distributions, the mean, that is expected value, that is E of x, is related to as follows. E of x equal to 1 by lambda. Okay, so this is one formula, this is another formula. These two you have to remember. For probability density function for an exponential distributions, it is denoted by f of x and semicolon, you have to write lambda equal to lambda into e to the power minus lambda x. And where lambda is the rate of parameter. Same way, for the mean formula, E of x equal to 1 by lambda. Okay, so in this problem, they given the mean life of the bulb is 110 hours they given. Okay, so you can see here in the question they given, no, 110 hours they given. The average life of a bulb, okay, is 110 hours they given. That means that E of x value they given here 110. Now from this, we have to find out the lambda value. So by using this expression, can we write lambda equal to 1 by E of x? Is it correct? By using these expressions, can we write lambda equal to 1 by E of x? Is it correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So by using that, I am writing lambda equal to 1 by E of x. So E of x value is 110. That 110 will I put it here. So 1 by 110, how much you will get? This is the value we get. 0.00909 per hour. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now, we want to find out the probability that the bulb will last at most 25 hours. Okay. So, for an exponential distribution, the probability that the random variable x, that is, it is less than or equal to some value. X is given by the cumulative distribution function CF. Okay. The formula we already written now. Here, this can be written as P of x less than or equal to small x equal to 1 minus e to the power minus lambda x. Okay, this is the formula you have to remember in order to find out this value. Okay, now lambda value you already calculated. There is 0.00909 and small x value here 25. Because in the question they're asking, you have to find the probability that the bulb will last at most 25 hours. Okay, so at most 25 hours in the sense that is a maximum 25. Okay, that is the reason we are using here less than or equal to symbol we are using. Okay, so even the formula we are using P of x less than or equal to x equal to 1 minus e to the power minus lambda x. So here substitute the lambda value this one and x value is 25 hours. Okay, so if you're substituting 1 minus e to the power minus lambda value multiply with the x value 25. So we'll get e to the power minus 0.22725. So this can I simplify into e to the power minus 0.23. 0.22725 can be written as 0.1 minute. Okay. So you will be getting it is rounded off into 0 minus 0.22725 can be simplified into e to the power minus 0.23. Is it okay? Okay. Now you can see e to the power minus 0.23 value they given the question itself. You can see here given that e to the power minus 0.23 equal to 0.7945 that they given the question itself. Okay. So that value we are putting. So 1 minus 0.7945 will get 0.2055. Okay. So this you have to tell in terms of percentage. So multiply with 100, you will get 20.55 percentage. So the probability that the bulb will work for at most 25 hours is approximately 20.55 percentage. Hope this problem everybody understood now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it is very simple. You should know here mean value E of x equal to 1 by lambda, and lambda can be written as 1 by E of x. So average they given, that is why 1 by 110 as the average they given E of x value. So 1 by 110 you will get this value lambda. After calculating lambda, we have to use the formula P of x less than or equal to x equal to 1 minus e to the power minus lambda x. You might get the doubt why we are writing here less than or equal to x. Here in the question they are asking, we want to find out the probability that the bulb will last at most 25 hours. Okay, at most 25 hours in the sense it may be less than or equal to 25 hours. That is the reason we are putting less than or equal to x formula. So P of x less than or equal to small x equal to 1 minus e to the power minus lambda x. Here you have to substitute the lambda value and x value so that you will get P of x less than or equal to 25. What is the value you are getting? So multiply with 100, you will get the percentage. Hope this problem will be clear.
Yes, sir.
So, sir, this
Yes.
this formula we have to change according to the question, right? Like here,
Yes, sir.
you have
Yes, sir.
mentioned for most.
Yeah. I will tell, sir.
Easy.
Another one more problem is that also they asked one more year. That problem I will tell you. That time you will get the
Okay,
difference
okay.
between this one, that one. Okay. Okay. So now we will move into the next problem. Okay. You can see the next problem. The distribution of the total time a light bulb will burn from the moment it is first put into service is known to be exponential, with a mean time between failure of the bulbs equal to 1000 hours. What is the probability that a bulb will burn more than 1000 hours? And here also they given here e to the power minus 1 value they given the question itself, that is 0.368. Okay, so once again go through the question. The distribution of the total time of the light bulb will burn from the moment it is first put into service is known to be exponential. That means exponential distribution problem. It is also same as the previous problem only. Okay, with the mean time between the failure of the bulbs is equal to 1000 hours they given. Now, what is the question they're asking? What is the probability that a bulb will burn more than 1000 hours? That is the question they're asking. Okay, so now you can see the question, the difference between the previous one and this one. Previous one, they asked, calculate the probability that the bulb will work for at most 25 hours. So at most, in the sense I said, you have to use the less than or equal to symbol. That means that 25 hours less than or equal to 25 hours. What is the probability that you have to calculate? So that is why we used here P of X less than or equal to X, I said. Okay. But now here what they're asking, what is the probability that a bulb will burn more than 1000 hours? Okay. So more than 1000 hours in the sense you have to use greater than symbol you have to use. Is it clear?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now you can see here, to solve this problem, first we need to calculate the probability that the bulb will burn for more than 1000 hours. And given that the lifespan of the bulb follows an exponential distribution with a mean of 1000 hours they given. Okay, so here mean time they given. Okay, so mean time, that is mu, is nothing but E of X value they given. Okay, so that in the previous problem I given here E of X. E of X can be represented by the notation of mu. That only they given here. Mean time between failures, mu equal to 1000 hours. Okay. And we want to find the probability that the bulb will last more than T equal to 1000 hours. That is the question you have to find out. Now, exponential distribution property. By using that, we can write the previous case I said, no, the same way we are doing. E of X equal to 1 by lambda, I said. From this lambda equal to, you will get 1 by E of X. Okay. So in the second problem I given, instead of E of X, you have to represent E of X will be represented by mu. That only they given here mu. You can see here. So lambda can be written as lambda equal to 1 by mu. So 1 by 1000 you have to put. This step you already understood, no? What we are doing?
What is T, sir?
Sir, can you please repeat?
Ma'am, sir, it is same as this step. This step, how what we did it? I said mean E of X equal to 1 by lambda, I said. Okay. What we did is we calculate the lambda by using lambda equal to 1 by E of X we put, no? So 1 by E of X, we got 1 by 110. So that you got this answer, no?
Oh, 110 is 110 is the value of E of X. So we have replaced.
Yeah.
You have to get the lambda value from there. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The same thing only. The second method I given instead of E of X. E of X can be, the mean value can be represented by mu. That only they given here symbol mu they given. Okay. Remaining the meaning will be same only. So now lambda equal to 1 by E of X. That average value you have to put. So lambda equal to 1 by 1000 you have to put. This part will be clear.
So what
Yes,
is
sir.
T?
Which one, ma'am?
T is equal to 1000 hours.
Ma'am, T is nothing but 1000 hours, ma'am. We have to find out what you are going to find out here in the question. What is the probability that the bulb will burn more than 100,000 hours? That is the T, ma'am. T equal to 1000 hours.
So 1000 is the steady state value, and if more than 1000, then it will be the different equation for.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay. So now here you can see, now the equation will change into P of T greater than T equal to E to the power minus lambda T. Okay, in the previous problem, what is the formula we used? You can go through here. The previous problem is that P of X less than or equal to X equal to 1 minus E to the power minus lambda X. This formula is said because we use at most 25 hours. Okay, that is the question they given, at most 25 hours. So I said maximum 25. So less than or equal to 25 we used it. So when you are using less than or equal to X, you have to write the formula 1 minus E to the power minus lambda X. But here you have to find out the value greater than 1000. Okay, so there we are using this formula. E to the power minus lambda T will come. 1 minus it is not going to come there. Is it clear, this formula?
Yes, sir. Totally clear.
Okay. So now substitute here, lambda value is 1 by 1000 and T value is 1000. Okay. So if you are substituting there, you will get here E to the power minus 1 by lambda value 1 by 1000, multiply the T value 1000. So we'll get 1000 by 1000. So we'll get E to the power minus 1. This step will be clear.
Yes.
Okay. Now using E to the power minus 1 value, they given the question itself 0.368. That value you can take it here. So using E to the power minus 1 equal to 0.368, we can write this as equal to 0.368. Now we have to convert into the percentage. You will get 36.8%. Okay. So that only they given here. The probability that the bulb will burn for more than 1000 hours is approximately 36.8%. Okay, it is not 36.79, 36.8% only.
So could you repeat why 1 is not used in the formula?
Ma'am, here actually you can see in the previous problem I said, they're asking calculate the probability that the bulb will work at most 25 hours. So at most 25 hours in the sense 25 is the maximum. So that we used this formula. Okay, P of X, capital X, less than or equal to small x. That formula we used. And here the formula is 1 minus e to the power minus lambda x. In the exponential distributions, this is the formula they given. Okay, so we are using this formula there, 1 minus e to the power minus lambda x. But when you are going to calculate maximum, what is the probability that the bulb will burn more than 1000 hours? That is greater than 1000, you have to find out. So while going to find out the greater than 1000, the formula change into like this. Okay, so that 1 minus is not going to come. Only you are going to take e to the power minus lambda t.
Okay.
Is it clear? So this is the formula for if it is greater than case. This is the formula for if it is the maximum, the less than or equal to x, this is the formula. So these two formula you have to remember. What is the question they're asking? You have to go through. In this question, they're asking probability that the bulb will work for at most 25 hours. That means that maximum 25 hours only it is going to work. So we used here less than or equal to x. So you will get the formula 1 minus e to the power minus lambda x. But the second question they ask, what is the probability that a bulb will burn more than 1000 hours? Okay, so more than 1000 hours, you have to use the formula P of t greater than or equal to t. So here 1 minus, it will not come. Only e to the power minus lambda t. Is it clear?
Yes.
So this e raised to minus 1,
Yes, sir.
that is also kind of a problem value. Like in calculation, we have
So
finally.
there is an exponential distribution table value is there, sir. Instead of giving the table value, I said no, even the standard normal table, sometimes instead of giving the table, they will specify in the problem itself the value will be provided. No. Same way they given here the value of e to the power minus 1. Okay. So that exponential distribution table value will be specified directly in the question so that you can get, okay, that value. Okay, that you can multiply with 100 so that we'll get this much of percentage, chances are there. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, there is another problem. It is also related with the probability, but here testing of hypothesis. So hypothesis is nothing but it is the basic assumptions about a particular problem, or we can tell particular issues. Okay, say example, a certain accident is happening. So before you can assume that if the particular, yes ma'am.
Almost 70%
Hello.
yes.
Okay. Okay, listen. So next one is hypothesis testing, one problem we are going to discuss here. So hypothesis is nothing but the basic assumptions about a particular problem. Okay, because of this has happened, you can assume, but it might be the reason or it might not be the reason. Okay, so here there are two types of hypothesis there. One is null hypothesis, another one is alternative hypothesis. Okay, so you can see here in this problem, I will tell you what is alternative hypothesis and what is null hypothesis. Say example, this question they given, a sample of 100 students is taken from the large population. The mean height of these students is 64 inches and standard deviation of 4 inches. Can it be reasonably regarded that the population mean height is 66 inches? Okay, that means that they're asking you have to find out whether it is the population mean height is 66 inches, whether it is correct or not. And they given here the alpha value they given, alpha 0.05 they given. That is the table cutoff value of Z is the given 1.96. Okay. So already I said that the standard normal table value will be provided in the question. I said no. So here they given for the 5% significance level, they given the Z value 1.96 they given. Okay. So now what you have to find out here? Here we have to find out to determine whether it can be reasonably recorded that the population mean height is 66 inches based on the sample data. So for that, we have to perform the hypothesis testing. So I said there are two hypotheses there. One is null hypothesis, another one is alternative hypothesis. So null hypothesis always should be, okay. So you can either you can accept or you can reject and based on the conclusions. So now you can see here, null hypothesis, we are going to take it as that the population mean height is 66 inches. That means that we are going to assume as the population height 66 inches is correct. Okay. Then alternative hypothesis, it is denoted by H1. We are going to consider population mean height is not 66 inches. Okay. One thing we are going to accept the statement. Another thing you are not going to accept the statement. So accepting statement, we are going to consider null hypothesis H0. And the alternative hypothesis will be, it is the rejection. Okay, that only they given here. Null hypothesis H0 is that the population mean height is 66 inches. And the alternative hypothesis H1 is the population mean height is not the 66 inches. Okay, now in the question you have to tell whether this 66 inches will be reasonably the population mean height or not. So there we are going for the hypothesis testing. Okay, so first we have to assume null hypothesis, that is H0, the population mean height is 66 inches. And alternative hypothesis H1 is the population mean height is not 66 inches. That only they given here in the form of two hypotheses, null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. Okay, now here we are going to use the things, the standard error of the sample mean we have to calculate. Okay, the formula here they given standard deviation divided by sample size. Okay, so standard error is equal to standard deviation divided by sample size. And before that, we can talk about this one. Yeah. So standard first standard error you have to calculate. Standard error is equal to standard deviation divided by square root of sample size. So here the standard deviation, how much they given the problem? Standard deviation 4 inches they given. Okay. So that only they given here 4 inches. And here the mean value they given 64. Okay. So you can see here the standard deviation they given here 4 inches. That they put it here. And square root of sample size. There are 100 students they given a sample of 100 students. So that they put it here square root of 100. So 4 inches divided by square root of 100. So we'll get 4 by 10. That means that you will get 0.4 inches. So standard error we are calculating here. SE value are calculating. Okay. Now we have to find out the Z value. Okay. Even the Z value we calculated in the previous problem also. No. Last class I explained Z equal to X minus mu divided by sigma. Okay. So that value only we are calculating here. So here Z equal to X minus mu. Okay. Here sample mean value 64 inches they given the question itself. See here, the sample mean, the mean height of these students, 64 inches they given. Okay. So that only you are writing here 64 inches minus the population mean. Okay. That is 66 inches they given. Okay. Here you have to assume as whether it is the 66 inches is correct or not. Okay. So 64 minus 66 divided by standard error value 0.4. So that we will get minus 5 is the answer. Up to this, everybody clear? First, you are calculating standard error by using the formula standard deviation divided by square root of sample size. Standard deviation, they given the question itself 4 inches. Divided by sample size, they given 100 students. Square root of 10. Square root of 100, you have to write. So that you will get 10. 4 by 10, you will get 0.4 inches. Then we have to calculate the test statistic Z score. So by using the formula sample mean minus population mean divided by sample standard error. Okay, so the sample mean they given 64 inches and population mean which you are going to find out that is 66 inches divided by standard error 0.4 inches. So that will get minus 5. Okay, now in the question they given, okay, so the value they given here for 5% of level, what is the Z value they given? 1.96 they given. Okay, assume at alpha 0.05, the table cutoff value Z is 1.96. Okay. So since we are getting Z value is 5, okay. So here we are going to consider the modulus value, whether you are getting the positive value or negative value, whatever maybe, we are going to get the same values only. Okay, so 1.96 they given. Okay, so here you can see in this case, modulus of z value will get 5. That is, okay, so that value you are getting here 5. Okay, modulus of z value we are going to find out, and that value you have to compare with the tabulated value. The calculated value we are getting 5, and the table value are getting 1.96. Okay, so I'll compare with this 5 and 1.96. 5 is greater. Okay, so here the calculated value 5 and the tabulation value is 1.96. So 5 is greater. So you have to write modulus of z value is 5 greater than 1.96. Now we have to take the distance. Okay, so how we have to take the distance? Based on the sample data, there is enough evidence to conclude that the population mean height is not 66 inches. Okay, so whenever your calculated value is greater than the tabulated value, okay, you have to reject the null hypothesis. Okay, so that is why they are concluding that the mean height is not 66 inches. That means that you have to accept the alternative hypothesis. Okay, so again I'm repeating, whenever the calculated value is greater than the tabulated value, okay, during that time we have to accept the null hypothesis, reject the null hypothesis and accept the alternative hypothesis. Okay, so here they are concluding that the data suggests that the population mean height is significantly lower than 66 inches. It is not the 66 inches. So you can reasonably conclude that the population mean height is likely not 66 inches based on the sample data at the given significance level. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the hypothesis testing problem. Okay. So like that, certain assumptions will be given and you have to verify whether that assumptions will be correct or not. Here they are asking, can it be reasonably recorded that the population mean height is 66 inches? So we have to perform the this testing of the hypothesis, and you have to keep it as one is alternative hypothesis, another one is null hypothesis. So null hypothesis, whatever the statement they given, that you have to take this null hypothesis. So they given here the mean height is 66 inches. Okay, so that we taken as the population mean height is 66 inches, null hypothesis. And then we have to keep the alternative hypothesis. The mean height is not 66 inches. These two we are taking based on the given statement. This part will be clear, no? How we are setting the null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. All are clear, no?
Yes, sir. Clear to me.
Okay. So
Yes,
after
sir.
setting these hypotheses, null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis, we have to find out the standard error value. Okay. So standard error value, how we are going to find out? Standard deviation divided by square root of sample size. So standard deviation value, they given the question itself. See here, mean value, they given 64. Standard deviation, they given 4 inches. Okay. So that one I substituted here. Standard deviation 4 inches. Divided by square root of sample size. There are 100 students are there sample. So square root of 100. So then we get 10. So 4 by 10 we get 0.4 inches. Then we have to calculate the Z value. So Z value formula, sample mean minus population mean divided by standard error. Okay. So sample mean value, they given the question itself 64 inches, and population mean, okay, which we are going to find out, that is called 66 inches divided by 0.4 inches. Okay, so in this question, there are two things they given. Here, first one, they given the mean height of these students. Okay, that is this the sample of 100 students, 64 inches. Okay, and here they given the population mean height. So you know the difference between sample and population, everybody aware, no? Are you aware about what is population and what is sample?
No, sir.
Yes, yes.
Means
Means
Yeah.
like
population is
if
whole, sample is the from the population which represents the population.
Yeah. Say example, listen here. You can take the example. IGNOU, there are 10 lakh students they are studying. Okay, that we can tell it as IGNOU students for this academic year. 10 lakh students are enrolled for the IGNOU for this online MBA courses. Okay, or the various courses. Then our population will be 10 lakh will be the population. Now, in that, I am going to analyze the students, those who are enrolled, the regional center Bangalore as the IGNOU study center. Okay. So only I am going to select this RC Bangalore IGNOU students for MBA courses. So it is called a sample. Say example, there are 1,000 students are there. Okay. The 1,000 will become the sample and the 10 lakh will become the population. Is it clear? So population is nothing but the overall. Okay. The overall population. Okay. So any research you are doing, who are all the total respondents? That is called as your population. Say example, you are going to conduct one research on the IT employees working, those are all working in the IT sector. Okay. Within the Bangalore. So now your population size will become the entire Bangalore who are all working in the IT company. Say example, there are 5 lakh people working in the IT sector. That 5 lakh become the your population. Now, among 5 lakh people, what you are going to do for your research study, you are going to select maybe only 1,000 IT employees to collect the respondents, okay, to circulate the question and to collect the responses from them. Then that 1,000 will become your sample. Okay, so that only they given here. A sample of 100 students is taken from the large population. So the population will be huge. We don't know what is the population size. But here they given sample size they given. A sample of 100 students. Sample size they given 100. This first statement everybody understood know what they given. A sample of 100 students is taken from the large population. Population size they didn't give, but the sample size they given as 100. Then the mean height of these students, that is the sample of 100 students mean height they given 64 inches and standard deviation they given 4 inches. Now the question they're asking, can it be reasonably regarded that the population mean height is 66 inches? That means the overall populations, it may be the 1,000 or 10,000, whatever it may be. We don't know. So can we take it as the overall population mean height will be 66 inches? That is the question. Okay, it is one assumption only. Okay, we don't know whether it is a 66 inches or not. So you have to tell whether it will be the 66 inches or it is not the 66 inches. That conclusion I have to give. That is the reason we are going for testing of hypothesis. Okay, so we framed the two hypotheses, null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis by using the given statement. Okay, so null hypothesis we taken the population mean height is 66 inches. And alternative hypothesis we taken as the population mean height is not the 66 inches. Okay, these two things how we are framing, you understood, no?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. Then after that, what we have to do, we have to find out the standard error value by using this formula. Standard deviation divided by square root of sample size. So standard deviation they given 4 inches and sample size they given here 100. Okay, so take the square root of 100, we'll get 10. So 0.4 inches. After that, we have to calculate the Z value by using the formula sample mean minus population mean divided by standard error. So sample mean in the question they given. So see here, a sample of 100 students is taken from the large population. The mean height of these students is 64 inches. So the sample mean value is 64 inches and the population mean height is 66 inches. Okay, so that is the reason we written here 64 inches minus 66 inches divided by standard error. What we calculated here is 0.4 inches. So you are getting minus 5, you are getting Z value. Okay, so here to find out the Z value, okay, so whether Z value you are getting the minus or the positive, okay, here it is both are in the extreme cases only. So we have to consider the modulus of Z value. Okay, modulus of Z in the sense you can remove the negative sign. Okay, so you'll be getting modulus of Z value will be 5. That this 5 value, whatever we calculated this value, whatever the given, the question they given now at 0.05, what is the table cutoff value they given for Z? 1.96. Okay, so the calculated value is greater than the given table value. Okay, so if the calculated value is greater than the given table value, you have to reject the null hypothesis and you have to accept the alternative hypothesis. That is the conclusions you have to give. That is the reason they given here. Okay, both the sample data, there is enough evidence to conclude that the population mean height is not 66 inches. And this data suggests that it will be less than 66 inches only. And you can come to the conclusions, the population mean height is likely not 66 inches based on the sample data and the given significance level. Okay, so this is the answer for this question. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I will share the material related with this null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis, how to form, and some few problems are there. You can go through that. If I will share. Okay, I will share the material later. You can go through these problems if anybody interested to go with this alternative or null hypothesis problem, because there are a lot of problems out there. Each problem will be having the different methods how to solve it. So I don't want to confuse everyone. Okay, so let me see the previous year question
Sir?
papers. What kind of, yes, sir.
Sir, so majorly for this probabilities formulas, the equation only is the important, right? Like based on understanding the question,
Yes,
how
sir.
this
Yeah, how you are
or is
going
there
to.
any relative or kind of standardization
No, sir. You can see whether it
based?
is they're asking whether it is maximum. At most, I said no. At most, in the sense you can take that is the maximum
Yeah.
value. Okay, 25 is there at most 25 hours. That means 25 or less than 25. So during that time, I said you have to go for less than or equal to. Next problem we saw, okay, it is the more than 100 hours, 1000 hours. Okay, so greater than value. So that time we have to use a greater than formula. These two things only you have to remember.
Yeah, got it. So in exam they can ask any kind of
Yes, sir.
like
Yes, sir.
means it's not predicted from the
Yeah,
study
yeah, yeah.
material only.
Yeah, yeah. We
Okay.
can't predict or anything.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, I'll share the previous year question paper. You can once look into that. Okay. You can see here, this is the December 2023 question paper. I think every time the question paper pattern also they are changing. Sometimes they are having the question paper pattern. Only one section will be there. Okay, say example, some 5 questions you have to write. So each carries 5 into 20 marks. So 100 marks will be there. Sometimes they will be having the pattern like section A as well as section B. Even the today's marketing class we discussed, no? So each questions will be having some 20 marks. For 4 questions, you have to write 4 into 2, 20. So 80 mark will get in the section A, and section B, 1 questions will be there, compulsory questions. That is 20 mark. Okay, so 100 mark you have to write. And sometimes they will be giving the question paper pattern. Okay, even especially this subject, they're giving the pattern like this. Some 4 questions carrying the 15 mark, 4 into 15, 60 mark you have to write. And another 1 question they're asking for 40 marks. Very lengthy problems, and it is a very tough problem also they're asking. So anyway, they will ask, we can't predict what kind of questions you can expect. Okay, but though you can go through the previous year 2 years question paper and you will get certain ideas about how to write the exam. Okay, so we'll see the
So,
Elizabeth.
is there any limit to write the answers like 2 pages for 20 marks? Anything like that?
Ma'am, for this subject, no. For this subject, for problems, if it is off page only, you can get the answer. Means you can solve it only off page only. Not more than that, you can't do. But if it is theory
No, theory, sir. Theory.
yeah, theory you can extend, ma'am. You can extend at least maximum. You can write 4 pages. You can write 4 or 5 pages. You can extend as much
For
as
20
possible.
marks, we have to write
4 pages. At least try to write the 4 pages. Okay. Okay, we'll see the first question paper. Here, December 2023 patent they given. Okay, see here, the first question they're asking, what do you understand by the sampling? And what are the various reasons that make the sampling so attractive in drawing the conclusions about the populations? Okay, so this will comes under the block 4. So block 4, it is, I think block 4, block 3. So block 3, it will comes under the sampling distribution. Okay, so under the sampling distributions, you have to know what is sampling and what are the various reasons we can go for the sampling will be very attractive. Okay, I said sampling is nothing but whenever your population size is more. Say example, I given one example. There are 1 lakh IT employees are working within the Bangalore. And going and meeting all the 1 lakh employees and collecting the data, it is very difficult as a researcher. So during that time, what we can do, we can go for the sample of 1,000. So you have to select only 1,000 people, and that 1,000 people you can collect the data and you can analyze it. And based on that, we can go for the generalization of that 1 lakh IT employees. Okay, so that is called here sampling. Okay, there are different methods of sampling also is there. Okay, so here that is the one question they asked. The another question they asked here, you can see here, calculate the median from the following data. Okay, so this problem you can see here. They given here 55 to 60, 50 to 55, 45 to 50, like that they given. And they're asking her to calculate the median. Okay, can anyone tell how to calculate the median? What is the procedure we have to follow to calculate the median? Can anyone tell?
First write the table in proper order, like it is from ascending to descending. So we have to write it from descending to ascending.
Yeah, first we have to rearrange the data into ascending order. Since they given the descending order, first you have to arrange into ascending order. Okay, ma'am. After arranging the data into ascending order, what we have to do?
It's a continuous series.
What we have to do? What we have to calculate next?
Yeah.
First stage, you have to rearrange the data into ascending order. Okay, since they given the descending order, first you have to rearrange the data into ascending order. Say example 20 to 25, the frequency number of persons 14 you have to write. Then 25 to 30, 28, 30 to 35, 33. So like that you have to rearrange the data. So after rearranging the data, what is the second step we have to do?
Taking the midpoint.
No. Midpoint, I said, whenever you are going to calculate the mean value, average value you are going to calculate. Whenever you are going to calculate the mean value, that time only you have to find out the midpoint of the class interval. Now for calculating the median, you don't want to calculate the midpoint.
Cumulative frequency.
Yeah, we have to calculate the cumulative frequency. That steps, that class I given, I remember that steps I asked you to write it in the notes. Second step, you have to calculate the less than cumulative frequency. You know how to calculate the less than cumulative frequency, no? The first value you have to keep as it is, then 1 by 1 you have to add it. Say example 14, you have to keep as the less than cumulative frequency first value. Then second value, how to calculate 14 plus 28. Okay, so how much you will get? 42 will get. Then the next value, 42 plus 33. So you'll get 75. 75 plus 30, 105. So like that, you have to calculate the less than cumulative frequency. Up to this, everybody clear?
So third column, this will be the third column.
LTCF, less than cumulative frequency, is the third column.
Okay, okay.
Okay, okay. Can you do one thing? Can you take your note and you can do it? At least this problem, can you solve it first? Can you solve it and give the answer? Is it possible?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So first you have to rearrange the data into ascending order. Then you have to find out the LTCF, less than cumulative frequency. Anyone did the LTCF value, less than cumulative frequency?
That ascending to descending, you have said that 20, 25, like that it comes.
Yes, ma'am. First,
Okay.
you have to write, ma'am. First, you have to write the age as 20 to 25, 25 to 30, 30 to 35, 35 to 40, 40 to 45, 45 to 50, 50 to 55, 55 to 60. You have to rearrange it. At the same
Okay,
time, the number of persons also have to rearrange it properly, ma'am. So 20 to
Okay,
25,
that
if you are
20 to
taking the class
25,
interval,
14 comes up.
yeah,
here, sir.
yeah.
Yes,
14
sir.
has to come first. Then
Okay, sir.
second 25 to 30, 28 has to come second. So like that you have to.
LTCF done, sir.
Okay, LTCF you calculated, no? Okay, now can you tell me, after less than cumulative frequency calculations, what is the next procedure? Anyone knows? I think hope everybody rearrange the data into ascending order and they calculated the less than cumulative frequency, no?
Not it, sir.
Okay, please do it first.
I have done, I think.
Okay. Okay. So now what we have to do? We have to take median equal to value of n by 2 item. For continuous series, median is defined as value of n by 2 item. So you have to write median equal to value of n by 2 item. And what is the n value here? N is nothing but you have to add all the
150.
frequencies and we'll get. So n value, how much you are getting?
150.
150. So median equal to value of 150 by 2 item.
75.
75. Okay. Now, after that, you have to see whether that 75 is available in the less than cumulative frequency column. In the LTCF column, whether 75 is there.
Yes, 30 to 35 age group.
Okay.
Yes, 30.
Yeah. Then 30 to 35 is the median class. That you can write. Therefore, median class is 30 to 35.
So,
value is 160.
in LTC,
Yes.
the first value will be 14 only, right? But the second value will be have changed 40 plus 28 equal to 44 to 42.
Sir,
Sorry.
that is I am telling for the less than cumulative frequency column, 14 plus 28 will come as the second value.
Sir, N value is 160, sir, not 150.
N is 160.
160. Okay, ma'am. Okay, okay. So N is 160. Everybody getting a?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now median is defined as value of n by 2 item. Median equal to value of n by 2 item. So value of 160 by 2 you will get. That means that value of 680 you will get.
Yes, sir.
Okay. After that, what we have to do, you have to look into the less than LTCF column. In the LTCF column, whether 80 is available. Whether it is there 80 in the LTCF.
No, sir.
No. So just greater than that value you have to consider.
25.
Which is the just greater than that value?
No.
95.
No, sir. 105.
Okay.
105.
105. Okay. That
Yes.
105 corresponding class interval is known as median class. So which is the median class?
35 by 40.
35 to 40.
Oh, 35 to 40 is the median class. So you have to write, therefore, median class is 35 to 40. Therefore, median class is 35 to 40. Okay. Now, median, there is a formula is there. Anybody remember the median formula? Median equal to L plus.
N by 2 minus PCF by F into I.
Okay. Write the formula and substitute the values. Okay. So can you tell me here, what is the L value?
35.
Which is your median class, ma'am?
35 by 40.
35 to 40 is the median class. Yeah, L value 35. What is the C value?
75.
No. The C
Sir,
value
do you
is
mind
nothing
of
but.
repeating the formula, sir?
Okay.
Sir,
Sir, C value, where do we put C value?
Wait. What is the formula you have, ma'am? You tell the formula.
L plus N by 2 minus PCF by F into I.
Into I.
Oh, okay. I only, ma'am. So what is the value of I?
I is
30.
size of the median class.
Yeah,
5.
size of the median class. So 5 is the I value.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what is the F value?
F is frequency.
Frequency of the median class. So median class, what is the frequency is there?
35 by 40. 30.
No.
Oh, sorry. 30?
30 is the frequency of the median class. Okay. What originally they given, no, that value you have to take it. So frequency of the median class is 30. F value 30. Okay. Now, can you tell me what is the PCF value?
The cumulative value of median
For
class.
PCF value, what we have to do? You have to see the median class before the cumulative frequency value.
Previous,
75.
Previous,
preceding cumulative.
yeah, CF value, LTCF value, previous value, you have to check.
75. Huh? Is it-
75.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I think, hope all the values you got, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You substitute the values into the formula, you will get the answer.
Is it 160.83?
All of them getting the same answer? Anyone is getting the answer?
I'm sorry, that's not the one. Or is, I don't know.
Anybody got the answer? I don't have the solutions with me. So if you are solving as per the proper format, it is correct. Whatever the answer you are getting. Anybody is getting the same answer?
Apurva, can you please repeat the value of
It's 31.6, sorry.
31.6?
No. Repeat the value of what?
The formula's value all and L I have and is
L is
167.
No, L is 35.
L is 35 and
Plus
160.
No, plus N by 2 is 80. That is median.
80. 80.
Plus PCF is 75.
PCF you got a 75.
Should be minus
Sir,
75.
Sir, PCF is nothing but you have to see the median class. Okay, median class before the cumulative frequency, you have to take it. So median class, what is the LTCF before the previous cumulative frequency value you have to consider.
Okay, means 80 was the answer for N by 2. So before that 75. Okay.
Yeah.
That is divided by 30. into 5. I'm getting the answer as 31.67.
I'm getting 34.17.
Okay. Can you tell the values you
34.17.
have received?
I think better I can calculate. I can tell what is the answer. I think I feel 31.67 will be the correct answer.
35.025.
Sorry?
35 point I got.
No. Can you tell the values you have used?
35 lower value plus n by 2 is 80.
Yeah.
Preceding cumulative frequency is 75.
Oh, it's minus.
Frequency
Okay.
is the minus 75.
Okay, got it.
Is 5 and divided by 1000, no frequency.
Frequency is 30.
No. Frequency
30.
no. Frequency I missed 160. 1 minute, I'll calculate.
Can you tell me what is the L value? L is nothing. Which is the median class? 35 to 40 is the median class.
35. 35.
So
sir.
L is 35. Okay. Then
N by
next
2 is
one.
80.
N by
N
2
by
is
2 is
80.
80.
Minus PCF value?
75.
75.
75. Okay. Then what is the I value?
5.
5.
5.
What is the F value?
30.
160.
Okay.
What is the frequency? 30. Sorry.
30.
30.
Okay.
35.83.
Anybody
Yeah.
got answer 35.8?
Yeah.
Yes,
35.83.
35.83.
Can you take the calculator?
I was actually
I got 30.83. What's the answer?
No, ma'am. You have to get more than 35.
35.83. Yeah.
35.83.
30. Yeah, 35.83. 35.83. That is the correct answer. 35.83. That is the correct answer. Okay. Hope this is the very, very simple problem. The calculation of median, how we are calculating. Okay. So since the data they given in the descending order, first you have to rearrange the data into ascending order. Then after that, you have to calculate the less than cumulative frequency. After finding LTCF, we have to find the value of n by 2. That value of n by 2, you have to see in the less than cumulative frequency column whether it is there. If it is there, the corresponding class interval is known as median class. Okay, if it is not there, take just greater than that value, the corresponding class interval is known as median class. After finding the median class, you have to list out what is the value of L. You have to write the formula median equal to L plus, okay, what is the formula you have? N by 2 minus PC of whatever the formula you have, that you can write it. Okay, so there you can find out the elements. What is the L value, lower boundary of the median class? PCF is nothing but cumulative frequency. Previous class, what is the LTCF value is that? I is nothing but class interval of the median class. Okay, so F is nothing but frequency of the median class. So like that, all the values you can substitute into the formula, you will get the answer. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. This problem I explained now. I think now only we explain. Past experience says that average life of your bulb assumed to be continuous random variable following exponential distribution is 110 hours. Calculate the probability that the bulb will work for at most 25 hours. Okay. So this problem is solved, and that you have to look into that. Okay. Then one
we will find out, sir, like which formula we have to. This only I didn't understand. Rest and all I understand. Like how to apply the formula.
Ma'am, this problem I taught you, no, now only I taught you, no. Here they given, ma'am, you can easily find out this problem based on the exponential distribution, ma'am. This word will be there in the question, ma'am. Exponential distribution. That word will be there. Okay. So if it is the exponential distribution, you have to follow the formula what I given. And here you can see, calculate the probability that the bulb will work at most 25 hours. That means that maximum it will work 25 hours only. That means less than or equal to 25. So you have to use the formula less than or equal to formula you have to use.
1 minus E.
Yeah. 1 minus E to the power minus lambda x. That formula you have to use.
Minus lambda x. Okay.
Equal to.
What, ma'am, formula you can check it. I am also not sure about the formula.
Actually,
okay, I'm not
to the power lambda x only. I don't think it was minus lambda x.
1 minus E to the power lambda x. Huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
That
what
is
I wrote. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I will share the material with you. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So that problem you can solve it this way. And another one, they're asking, these are all general theory questions. They're asking, explain the various criteria that are helpful in taking the reasons, and what is the probability of occurrence of outcomes are not known. This theory part you can go through your study material. It is there. Okay. Next one, this question you can see it is very, very simple question. They asked for 20 marks. The following observations constitute the random sample from the unknown population. So they given 14, 19, 17, 20, 25. It made a simple question they asked. Okay. So mean and standard deviation of the population they're asking. So mean value, what is the formula? Can you tell me here? If it is only individual observations they given, only X values are present, how to calculate the mean value? How to find out the average? If only X values are present, only one value will be present. Is it that much difficult part? This is very, very basic question.
Sigma X
Like-
by N.
Sigma X by N.
X.
Yeah, sigma X by N. It is the correct one. Okay. So mean is nothing but you have to add all the individual items. Say example, 14 plus 19 plus 17 plus 20 plus 25. Like that, you have to add all the items and divided by total number of items. So here, how many items are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items are there. So add all number of items, you will get the average. Is
19.
it a difficult question?
Total is 95. Divided by 5 equal to 19.
We have to add all those things and divide it by 5. That is over. That is only the answer.
Yes, yes,
50
yes,
marks
ma'am.
will get.
Yeah. You have to add all the items and divided by 5, you will get the average.
Oh, that
Is
is
it
the
clear?
mean.
That is the mean.
So this is the answer for
Then
estimated.
the formula is L plus like that. That is there. No, then why that we are not using? L plus N divided.
You have to
That is
understand the
median.
question, ma'am.
That is
Here
median.
it is
This is the mean.
calculating the median question, ma'am. It is you are going to find out the median.
Okay.
Here they are asking you how to find out the mean.
So mean when comes it is sigma x divided by n.
Yeah. Ma'am, I taught you in the mean median calculation itself. There are 3 methods are there. One is individual observations, another one is discrete series, another one is continuous series. Okay. Here in this question, they are asking individual observations. Only X values are present. If only X values are present, you have to add all the individual items and divide by total number of items, you will get the average. But if it is the discrete series and continuous series, you have to follow the procedure. Is it clear?
According to the formula, we should create the tables and
yes,
right,
yes, yeah.
And in this, we doesn't need to give any conclusion, right? Just 19.
No need. Okay, wait. The problem is not got over. They are asking again. You have to calculate the standard deviation. Standard deviation you have to calculate. Okay, standard deviation sigma equal to the formula is there. Okay, square root of, I think you might be having one formula. Sum of x minus x bar whole square divided by n. That formula you can use. Or I said one formula that is square root of sum of x square divided by n minus sum of x divided by n whole square. Okay, any one formula you can use the standard deviation and you can substitute the values and you will calculate. You can first calculate the table value, then you can find out and you can substitute. You will get the answer. Is it fine?
Sir, can you repeat any one of the formula for standard deviation?
Standard deviation sigma equal to square root of sum of x squared divided by n minus sum of x divided by n whole square.
Sum of x
Sir, can we
divided by
use,
n
whole square.
so can we use sigma in the bracket x minus
yeah,
x
that only I said first x minus x bar whole square divided by n. Yeah, that also you can use. Yeah.
So we see that we find out the x minus x bar, x minus x bar square, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yes.
Okay. So that way we have to calculate the standard deviation. Please practice the problem because already I explained many problems related to mean, median, mode, and I shared in the material also. Please go through the problems. Okay. So this problem everybody understood now how we are doing?
Yes, sir.
Sir, any answer for this?
No, sir, I don't have
The
the
final
answer.
answer?
No idea. You can calculate yourself. If you are thoroughly clearly calculating, then it is the correct answer. You can get.
Mean is 19, I guess.
Okay. So let's proceed the next one.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next one you can see here. The 7 methods of importing the business educations were ranked by the MBA students of 2 universities as follows. Okay. So methods of teaching they given here 1 to 7 they given. Ranked by students of University A and ranked by students of University B they given. And they are asking you have to calculate the rank correlation coefficient. Okay. Calculate rank correlation coefficient. This problem, do you remember the last class I explained? The Spearman's rank correlation.
Yes.
Okay. So I said in the Spearman's rank correlation, there are 3 methods are there. Okay. So first method I said the values will be given. You have to assign the rank. Second method, rank directly will be given. And third method, ranks will be repeated or the values will be repeated. Okay. You can see whether any repetitions are there.
No.
No repetitions. Okay. No repetitions. So it is very simple. You have to take it as a rank by student of University A. You have to take it as R1. Rank by students of University B. You can take it as R2. So now you have to find out the D equal to R1 minus R2 value you have to calculate. Then you have to find out the D squared. So find out sum of D squared value. Then write the rank correlation coefficient formula. 1 minus 6 into sum of D squared divided by N cube minus N. So substitute the values, you will get the answer. N represents number of pair of items. How many pair of items are there? 7 is there. So there we will get the answer.
This correlation coefficient, that one formula we can use it, right, for all the type of.
Sir, correlation I said there are 2 methods are there. One is Collier-Pearson's method is there. Another one is Spearman's rank correlation coefficient method is there. Here it is rank correlation coefficient they're asking. So you have to go for the Spearman's rank correlation coefficient. What is the formula is there? So Spearman's rank correlation coefficient formula 1 minus 6 into sum of D squared divided by N cube minus N. That formula we have to use. But at the same time here any ranks or repetitions are there. I said the last class we discussed repetitions are there. We have to add the correction factor. That is M cube minus M divided by 12 along with the sum of D squared. Last class we handled the 2-3 problems related with the same thing. So that formula you have to use it. Suppose if they're asking Collier-Pearson's correlation coefficient, you have to find out the small x, small y, small x squared, small y squared, small xy. The table last class we discussed for the correlation regressions. That table you have to use it. Is it clear for everyone?
This is bit
Yes, sir.
confusing.
Very difficult.
Ma'am, it is very simple.
It's partially clear, but
no,
if we
actually I
more
am telling
practice
it is
on
very,
board.
one thing I want to tell, it is very, very simple while compare with this probability distributions problem and all. Because probability distribution problem and all, you can't identify which problem it is, where you have to use, which formula you have to use it. That much difficulty will be there. But here, this rank correlations, Spearman correlation coefficient formula, mean, median, mode, these are all very simple. Only things you should understand which formula you have to use it. That if you remember, it is very simple. Especially this problem is very, very simple problem.
Yes, yes, sir. I too found difficult in that probability that this is at least it is okay. Comparing
in this, just we need to recall the formula. For yesterday, we did the practice for rank correlation of that example. Na?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So this is same, I think.
Sir, I have one doubt. In this
yes,
rank correlation coefficient, how will we know that Spearman's rank correlation formula only we should put, sir?
Ma'am, it is very clearly, you can see here in the question itself, they're asking, you have to calculate the rank correlation coefficient. So rank correlation means it is Spearman's only. That formula only you have to use. And even the question you can see here, they given rank by students of University A. Rank by students of university. So if they given a rank, you can remember it is rank correlation coefficient.
If it is repeated, then another method we should use.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. If it is repetition is there, you have to add the correction factor. That m cube minus m divided by 12. That you have to add it.
For calculation of R.
Yes, ma'am. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next question they ask here, write short notes on any three of the following: histogram, Pascal distribution, central limit theorem, variety of regression models, Box-Jenkins model for time series. Okay. So this and all theoretical material will be available in your study material. Please kindly go through and accordingly you can prepare it. I think hope everybody having the study material with you. IGNOU provided any study material for you?
Yes, sir. We have.
Yes, sir.
No,
We
sir.
opted for study
Aye.
materials.
Okay, if you have the study material, please kindly check with your study material, the syllabus also. So whatever I am taking the class here, whether everything is there or not. If it is not there, also no issue. Okay, so whatever the study material you received, from that only they will ask the question. Okay.
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 Okay, I will share the last. I think June month they conducted one exam. No? That question paper I have, but that question paper mostly it is very difficult question. I feel.
Sir, if you say that it is difficult, then for us it is very, very difficult, sir.
And
Yes,
sir, this
yes,
solve question paper, where can we get?
Sir, you can check within the Google, sir. You can search in the Google, you might get, sir. It will be available.
How much to pass, sir? Marks we have to get?
Passing marks.
Sir, can you
Ma'am,
please tell us?
Sir, I
I am
think
not.
40 is
I'm
the
not
passing
sure
mark.
about how much is the pass mark, ma'am.
Sir, I
Because
think
it
it's
is
40, sir.
40, 40,
yeah.
40 is
It might
passing
be
mark.
40 will be the passing.
Put in the
percentage.
paper.
In schools,
Yes.
it used to be 40. In IGNOU also, it's 40 only.
Yes, ma'am. Even PG also 40 only, 40%. Ma'am. Out of 100, you have to get 40%. Okay, I will
Including
share here.
assignment marks or not? 40.
Excluding assignment marks.
Ma'am, better you can check with the IGNOU website. So they might be given the passing criteria. Everything will be there. You can go through that. Okay. Okay. So now you can see here in June 2024. Okay, I think 2 months before they conducted exam for the January batch. No. So the question
Yes,
paper I will show you that the question paper is a little bit difficult. There are two parts of that. One part they asked 15-mark question. Okay. Another part they asked 40-mark question. Okay. You can see here section A has 6 questions, each carrying 15 marks. You have to attempt any 4 questions out of 6 questions. And section B is the compulsory and carries the 40 marks. And you have to attempt both the questions and you can use the calculator. Use of calculator is permissible, but they didn't specify about whether you have to use the scientific calculator. Okay. The first question you can see here, the primary data may either be collected through the observation method or through the questionnaire method. Explain in view of statement and any one method in brief. Okay. So primary data collection method is that only they asked here. So the data collections will be done through the various methods. Okay. Either you can go for the observation method or you can go for the questionnaire method. And you have to give your views on, okay, which method will be collected. Okay. So this is the one theory questions they asked. The second question you can see here. So far we discussed about rank correlation. No, that problem only they given, but the question paper itself there is a mistake is there. They didn't ask what you have to calculate. So if you feel that the question is incomplete, better you can attempt the question. There might be possibilities that they will give you the full mark.
Giving 15 marks free.
Yeah, it is 15-mark question.
Then I will attempt each and every question.
Rank question will definitely come.
Yeah.
Rank rot low formula.
Okay, you can see here the question itself. Actually, the question they didn't specify. You have to calculate the rank correlation. The question
Right.
part is missing. Okay, so even though you can easily understand, I said wherever rank is they given. So I said it is the rank correlation. Okay, you have to calculate the rank correlation here in this question. Then third problem, the distribution of the total time a light bulb will burn from the moment. Okay, this problem only we discussed in today's class first beginning. Okay, so that problem you can go through. Then the theory question they ask here, why forecasting is so important in business. and identify the applications of forecasting for medium and short-term decisions. The theoretical question they asked here, and they asked here, explain the concept of sampling distributions and also state why do we need to study the sampling distributions. Okay, so sampling distributions you have to consider, that is also important. One theoretical question you can expect. And even this question also, the Pascal distributions, hypothesis testing procedure, the linear regression, stratified sampling, mathematical properties of the median. So these are all theoretical questions you have to go through yourself. And this is the 140 mark question they asked. 5 coins are tossed 3,002 times and the following results are observed. And they given test the hypothesis that the coins are biased. And you can make use of the following data in drawing your conclusions. Okay, so this question, it is the very, very lengthy questions. I have the answer with me. I will share the answer with you. If possible, you can go through, because I don't want to confuse everyone. Even for simple mean median problem, actually you are getting the confusions. This problem is a little bit tricky question also. Okay, so I will share the answer. If you want, I can share it. You can go through yourself. Otherwise, you can attempt this question. This probability theory they are asking. Explain the term probability theory and what are the different approaches to probability theory is there. Okay, that part you can go through the theory question and you have that. Okay, so that is the reason I said.
Can you share these 2 question papers with us?
Yes, ma'am. I will share it.
I'll text you, sir. Please share it. I'll share it.
Yeah, sure.
Sir, in part B, 2 question also is compulsory, or any one is any one we can write, sir?
I think part B. Wait, ma'am. I'll see. So part B is compulsory and carries 40 marks. Attempt both the questions. Both the questions are to attempt. Okay, that means that 20 marks, 20 marks, ma'am. Section A, they given 15 marks. So 4 into 15, 60 marks you will get. Part B, 2 questions compulsory, and both are having 20 marks, 20 marks. So 2 into 20, 40 marks. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes. This method won't be changed, right? I think they are changing the method.
Pattern they will be changing. I think I am not sure about it. So.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the June 2023 question pattern. Okay, here they ask some theoretical question, and here they ask, okay, this question is also I explained. Okay, I shared the material also. The overall percentage of failure in a certain examination is 40. What is the probability that out of a group of 6 candidates, at least 4 passed in the examination? Okay, this also I explained. Okay, then next one you can see, calculate the Bowley's measures of skewness from the following data. Okay, Bowley's measures of skewness under the mean, median, mode, standard deviation, coefficient of variations, even the percentiles, deciles, this and all we calculated, no? There I explained the Bowley's measures of skewness. So Bowley's measures of skewness, you have to calculate the Q1, Q2, Q3 value, and by using Q1, Q2, Q3, you have to get the answer. Okay, so this they asked for, I think, how many marks? 20 mark question, I feel. Yeah. 20 mark question they asked. Okay, calculate the Bowley's measures of skewness from the following data. So you have to go through the Bowley's skewness formula and then substitute you have to calculate Q1, Q2, Q3 and then write the formula and you can substitute the values, so you'll get the answer. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But difficult, sir.
Ma'am, there are many problems are there. At the same time, many theoretical part also is there, ma'am. So you can concentrate both. Okay, practical problems. Actually, I feel that as you are comfortable with the this problem questions now, this and all very simple. I feel. Okay, compare with this probability distributions and this standard is normal distributions, binomial distributions. While compare with these types of problems, this problem we can easily identify what they are asking. So Bowley's measures of skewness, directly they are asking you to calculate the skewness. Rank correlation, they are asking directly how to calculate rank correlation. But there are certain problems you can see, the probability problems, so you couldn't find out what they are asking, actually you are not able to clearly identify. Okay, so comparatively, this is only thing you have to remember the formula and procedure, how to calculate. Then it is easy.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the Bowley's measures of skewness, the formula already given. The skewness formula given something, it will come some Q1 plus Q2 minus Q3, something will be that formula you can go through. Okay. Even quartile also that Q1, Q2, I already said it is nothing but median calculations. How we are calculating the median. So here what we will do, we have to find out the LTCO and then we have to find out the median equal to value of n by 2 item. Then same procedure, you have to check in the less than cumulative frequency column whether the value of n by 2 is there. Then if it is there, the corresponding class interval is known as median class. Then we have to write the median formula. Median formula you have to write and substitute the values. We'll get it. Okay. That is median is nothing but Q2. Same way we have to find out the Q1 as well as Q3. So Q1, what is the formula? Value of n by 4th item. Okay. For Q3, it is value of 3n by 4th item. Same procedure only you have to follow. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See here in this question also I explained to you. A sample of 100 students is taken from the large population. The mean height of these students is 64 inches and standard deviation of 4 inches. Can it be the reasonably regarded that the population mean height is 66 inches? Okay, this problem we solved now. I said na hypothesis testing. You have to take it as which is the null hypothesis, which is alternative hypothesis, and you have to test it. Okay. So if you take this kind of problem now, this problem solutions will be very simple. Okay. The steps also very few steps only is there and you can easily get the answer. And next problem
in this, sir, large means we have to put that greater than, right? X
yes,
greater
yes,
than to small
yes,
x.
sir. Yes, sir.
Large.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, so then next one. So this problem you can see. Find the coefficient of correlation between the following given data. So this is called Pearson's value they are asking. Okay, correlation coefficient how to calculate. Okay, since they are given here, you have to calculate the coefficient of correlation. Either you can use the rank correlation or you can use the Pearson's because they didn't specify which method you have to calculate. Okay, so in this problem, they didn't ask which method you have to calculate. They are asking you have to calculate coefficient of correlation. So you can go for either Pearson's, you can go and you can calculate, or you can use the regression correlation also. So anything you can use it, no issue.
Sir,
is
which
it
is
fine?
easy one? Regression correlation or the first one?
Ma'am, this is regression is different, correlation is different, ma'am. Regression analysis different. There we are going to find out the regression equation. And we are going to predict the value. But the correlation, I said, there are two types of correlation we are going to calculate. One is by using the Pearson's method. Another one is Spearman's rank correlation coefficient method. So here, either you can use Spearman's rank correlation coefficient method, or you can use Pearson's coefficient method. So Spearman's rank correlation, what you will do, you can find out the rank for X and rank for Y. Okay, then we have to find out the difference. So D equal to Rx minus Ry. Then find out the D squared. Then the formula will be 1 minus 6 into sum of D squared divided by N cube minus N. That we will use. If you are using Pearson's, you have to find out the small x, small y, small x squared, small y squared, and small xy. All the values you have to calculate. And then you have to write the formula R equal to sum of small xy divided by square root of sum of small x squared into sum of small y squared. That formula you have to use it. Is it clear? Hope everybody clear now?
Sir, this problem questions, we can directly use the formula and give the values and write itself. For 20 marks, we need to explain the formula also.
No. That is not required. You write the formula, you follow the procedure to calculate that by using the table, you can calculate the values and substitute the values, you'll get the answer. You don't want to explain any concept here.
Okay, for 20 marks. Any question? Similarly, we will answer.
What actually they're asking, find the coefficient of correlation between the following given data. That's all. Only you can calculate the find out the answer. That is enough for this question.
Sir, because when I
with that also we'll get full marks, right, sir?
Yes, sir. Problems you can get the complete mark. If your answer is correct, you can get 20 out of 20. Will get, sir.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you.
Why I asked this question? Because when I went for submission of my assignments, the person, the coordinator, he he mentioned that you wrote only few papers, how will you get full marks? That is the reason why I asked this question, sir.
Oh, ma'am, actually it is not required for the practical paper. Okay. If it is problems they given as the question, okay, answer solution is enough. That is required. That is enough. No need to give the explanation. If it is the theoretical part is the theoretical part, you can extend. You can write more than 5 pages, 6 pages. You can write for a single question and you can submit. Because even the for assignments also they are giving the mark. They are awarding mark out of 100. I feel.
Yeah. Sir,
Okay,
one more query, sir.
yeah.
When we are writing the theory part, how much is the maximum number of pages we are supposed to write, sir? Maybe some questions it will be like very less. With 15 pages, might be we complete the assignment.
Yeah, I understood. But try
Sir,
to
I
make it
faced
as
this, sir. He said on my face, how you are thinking will pass by seeing this assignments. I did it my best, sir. I didn't expect it from him, so I worried much more about this, sir.
Yeah. Ma'am, for a theoretical question, theoretical part, no, maximum for 20 mark, whatever maybe you can write. Maximum you can write 4, ma'am. If it 4 pages you can write, ma'am. As much as possible, you can extend up to 4 pages. If you have more information with you, then you can extend it. The number of pages is not limited one. But one more thing also you have to think, ma'am, only 3 hours will be provided for you to attempt all the 5 questions.
Yes.
And you have to equally use the time also. Keep it at least minimum half an hour for each questions. Then whether it is the sufficient time is there or not, that you have to look into that, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you so
if
much,
you are
sir.
if you are spending more time for writing only one question and other question you are not going to spend that much of time, then it is very difficult to get a clear to get the pass mark itself. It is very difficult, ma'am.
Yeah, sir. I understand.
Okay.
Thank you.
That is why even this kind of practical paper, no, if the problems will be there, you can easily get the answer. This problem and all, if you know the procedure very well, you can easily get the answer. Within 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, you can get the answer. You can concentrate other theory questions.
Yes, sir. That's what I worried, sir. 5 questions, if you are answering the mathematical questions, then we will complete it in 10 pages itself.
Yeah.
So, 102 marks. So, that's why thank you,
for
sir.
practical paper, no worries. For the answer is there, even within a half page, if you get the answer also, they have to give the mark. There is no other way they have to reduce the mark. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, then here they asked a few theoretical part. They asked what is the mathematical properties of the arithmetic mean and doesn't approach non-probability sampling least square criterion. Okay, so this is really how to look into that for theoretical part.
Sir, one more thing, sir. June 24 papers are not available, sir. I didn't get June
Yeah,
24
it is not
sir.
available, ma'am. Even I also got it from one of the previous students only got it, ma'am.
Sir,
Today morning only I got it.
Yeah, if you could please, sir, please share June 24 papers for all the subjects, sir.
All the subjects I don't have, ma'am. I have only marketing. I collected marketing and
how much you can share, please share that means, sir.
Yeah. Because
it is very difficult for us to get the papers, sir.
Yeah. Because that is the reason I want to know, share with you what is the pattern they are asking the question. That is the reason I collected the previous students. Okay, only I got it marketing paper and QT paper I got it. So I think marketing paper I already shared to the few people. And whoever is collected the material from me, okay, I shared the PPT for marketing, all the 4 blocks PPTs, and 4-5 question paper also I shared in the group to the 2 people. And that 2 people, please kindly share with your unofficial groups. Whatever
Yeah, already shared it, sir. Today's class you share it.
Yeah, sure. Once class over, any one person, please ask the request, then I will share it. Okay.
Already texted, sir. You can share it.
Okay.
This class is also shared the material.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Today's class.
Yeah.
It's not shared. If sir shares, I will share it.
Please.
Once after the class, I will share it. Okay. So even we will move into the. You can see the next question paper. It is visible for everyone, no?
Yes, sir.
It is a June 2022 2022 questions. Okay. So there also they asked some theoretical questions. They asked related to the standard deviations. And they are asking here, the one question they asked here, calculate the arithmetic mean by using the shortcut method. Okay, you can see here, compute the arithmetic mean by using the shortcut method. Okay. So then I explained, okay, I shared the material related to the mean median mode problem. There in the mean, you can get the shortcut method is there. Okay. So you can follow the procedure of shortcut method to find out the mean. So only mean calculation, they ask for 20 marks. This is very simple problem. Okay. So you have to go through the material proper. Then next one, they're asking, find the coefficient of correlation between X and Y from the following. Okay, this question also almost the repetitions of the questions only. So calculate the coefficient of correlation. Okay. Then they were asked here time series analysis. They asked then decision theory, decision tree approach. So here also in the probability distributions, they asked one question. And even the hypothesis testing also, they asked 120 mark questions. Okay. Explain null and alternate hypothesis along with the help of examples. My suggestions, better you can go through the June 2024 batch posting as well as the previous year, June 2023 and December 2023. Okay. So these questions you can go through, and whatever questions they ask, you may get one idea. Okay. So how they are asking the questions, whatever how to give the importance for that. And simple, if you concentrate these types of problems, mean, median, mode, then standard deviations, calculation of coefficient of variations, then correlations, regressions. These problems, it may help you. Maybe some 20 more questions you can get it. Okay. Anything else you want to ask with me? You can ask.
Sir, for problems without formula, if we write like narrate answers, is it okay or how it is?
No, sorry, how to use the formula, because I said problem question steps itself, it is very less, few steps only is there. Even there also you are not writing the formulas, you are going to lose the marks, sir. Because 20 mark question, though I am telling only answer is required to give the mark, but they will follow the steps also. If the steps formula is not there, they will reduce the mark automatically.
Sir, if it is like simple mean, median, mode, that things we can write without formula also we can write, no sir. I mean, we can get answers. So
yeah, that is true, but there might be chances that you can lose the marks.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. It depends upon the valuer who is going to value the paper. So I can't tell you anything, but actually they will follow the steps will be there. So formula carries certain marks. Say example, 20 mark questions, the formula might be given, some 3 marks will be given. Okay, each steps will be given, some few marks will be given, and the final answer will be given. So it is not simply final answer is that they will give 20 marks, we can't tell. Okay, steps should be there. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Oh. Okay. So here I will share something related with the sampling. Okay. Hope my screen is visible for everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So I said the population is nothing but the total number of people, and from that you are going to select the few sample. I said if I am going to do the research on the IT employees, those who are working in the Bangalore. Okay. So now my population, I said the within Bangalore who are all working into the under the IT sector, they all are called as my population. Okay. So now I said in the population, okay, all the IT employees, those who are working in the within the Bangalore, I am going to select, that means that I am going to select only few members to collect the data. Say example, the Manita Tech Park. Okay, there are 100 employees I am going to select. Okay, Whitefield, there are 100 employees I am going to select. Okay, so the few places I am going to select, and I am going to make it as only 1,000 people to collect the data. That is called my sample. Okay, so that only the given the diagram itself. Here you can see population is the huge and sample is the smaller part. Okay. So why the need for sampling? Okay, why the sampling we are going? Because then the population size is huge. It is very difficult to collect the data. Okay, so say example, there are 10 lakh people are there. To meet 10 lakh people and collect the data, it is very difficult. So during that time, what we will do, we will select the few samples, and only for that sample we can go for collecting the data, and it is easy for us. Okay, so that is the reason we are going for sampling. And these are the various fundamental steps, terms involved in sampling. Universe. Universe is nothing but the total population. Okay. It refers to all the items in any field of inquiry or study. It is denoted by totally N. And population, the total amount of people, the total of items about which information is desired. Okay. That is called population. Then census is nothing but we are going to collect the total populations. Whenever you are going to collect the data from entire population, then it is called a census. There is finite populations and infinite populations will be there. So that means that if you are able to count the number of people involved in the particular population, then it is called finite population. Infinite, if you are not able to identify the population, then we can call it as infinite population. So sample, I said, there is a few units you are going to select from the total population. That is called sample. Sampling is nothing but, okay. So the way in which the samples are selected is called as sampling. So how you are going to select the sample from the total population. Okay, that is called as sampling. So that is they given here. The way in which samples are selected is called sampling. Okay, or sample design. And here there are other terms. Is the sample size. It refers to the number of items to be selected from the universe to constitute the sample. Okay, so what is the sample size? So what are the various good characteristics of the good sampling? Okay, first one, it should be the representativeness. That means the sample must be representative of the population. Okay, here the probability sampling technique yield the representative of the sample, and the accuracy. Accuracy is defined as the degree to which there is no bias, okay, from the sample. And it should be precision, should be the size of the sample will be good enough, and there are different steps involved for going for the sampling. That is, first you have to define the population, then you have to develop the frame, then select the sample design, then you can go for the selecting the sample size, then you have to select the substitute sample units, then you have to think about the cost of the things involved for your research. Okay, there are different types of sampling techniques are there. Sampling methods. This is the important topic you can go through. Probability sampling and non-probability sampling. There are two methods are there, probability sampling and non-probability sampling. So what is the meaning of probability sampling? Probability sampling method is nothing but it is some form of the random selection. So that means that all the eligible individuals have the chance of selecting the sample from the whole sample space. This method is more time consuming and expensive than the non-probability sampling method. So the benefit of using probability sampling is that it guarantees the sample that should be representative of the population. And these probability sampling methods are further classified into different types, such as simple random sampling, systematic sampling, stratified sampling, and clustered sampling. Okay, so probability sampling is nothing but it is the random selection, randomly how to select the samples from the given population. That is known as probability sampling. Okay, simple random sampling. So what do you mean by simple random sampling? Okay, so every item in the population has an equal and likely chance of being selected in the sample. Okay, since the item is selection is entirely depends on the chance. This method is known as method of chance of selection, or it is known as representative sampling. For example, suppose we want to select the simple random sample of 200 students from a school. Here we can assign the number to every student in the school database from 1 to 500. and use a random number generator to select the sample of 200 numbers. Okay, this is called simple random sampling. You understood what you mean by simple random sampling? So there are 500 students are there. You have to assign the number 1 to 500 and you can randomly pick the numbers for 200 students. So that is called a simple random sampling. Next one, systematic sampling. Okay, systematic sampling is nothing but here you have to follow certain procedures in order to select the sample. Okay, say example here, the names of 300 students of a school are sorted in the reverse alphabetical order. To select a sample in systematic sampling method, we have to choose some 15 students by randomly selecting a starting number, say 5. Okay, so wherever the number is starting with a 5, that number you are going to select for this kind of sampling. Okay, so from number 5 onwards, you are going to select every 15th person from the sorted list. Okay, so first you selected the number 5. From the 5, you are going to select the next 15 you are going to select. That is called systematic sampling. So you are following certain procedures in order to select the sample. But in the case of previous case, simple random sampling, here what we did it, randomly you are going to pick the people. From 1 to 500, you are going to assign the number and you are going to randomly pick. You are not going to follow any procedure. But in the case of systematic sampling, you are going to select from 5, every 15, you are going to select the people. Okay, so that is called systematic sampling. Next one, stratified sampling. Okay, so what do you mean by stratified sampling? You can see here in the example, there are 3 bags. Okay, A, B, and C, each with the different balls. Bag A has 50 balls, bag B has 100 balls, and bag C has 200 balls. Now, we have to choose a sample of balls from each bag proportionally. Suppose 5 balls from bag A and 10 balls from bag B and 20 balls from bag C. Okay, that is called stratified sampling. Okay, so the total population is divided into smaller groups to complete the sampling process. And the small group is formed based on the few characteristics in the population. Then after separating the population into a smaller group, the statisticians randomly select the sample. That is known as stratified sampling. Next one, clustered sampling. Okay, so in the clustered sampling method, the cluster or group of people are formed from the population set. The group has similar significatory characteristics. Also, they have an equal chance of being a part of the sample. Okay, say example, an educational institution has 10 branches across the country with almost the number of students. If we want to collect some data regarding facilities and other things, we can't travel to every unit to collect the required data. So what we can do, we can go for the random sampling to select 3 or 4 branches as the clusters and how to collect the data. Okay, that is known as clustered sampling. Next one is non-probability sampling. Okay, here the researcher selects the sample based on the subjective judgment rather than the random selection. Okay, so in this method, not all the members of the population have the chance to participate in the study. So this also have the different classifications. The first one is convenient sampling. So convenient sampling is nothing but based on the researcher's convenience, you have to select the sample. For example, here in researching customer support services in the particular region, we asked your few customers to complete a survey on the products after the purchase. This is the convenient way to collect the data. Okay. Still, as we only surveyed customers taking the same product, at the same time, the sample is not a representative of all the customers in that area. So convenient sampling is nothing but based on the convenience of the customer, convenience of the researcher, you have to collect the sample. Okay, that is called convenient sampling. Then next one, consecutive sampling. So consecutive sampling is similar to convenient sampling with slight variations. The researchers picks a single persons or the group of people for the sampling. Okay, then the researchers for a period of time to analyze the result and move another group if needed. Okay, so first he has to collect the data from one group of people and he can see whether the data is not sufficient, then he can go for another group of data. That is called consecutive sampling. Next one is quota sampling. Okay, here the researchers forms a sample that involves the individuals to represent the population based on the specific traits or the qualities. The researchers chooses the sample subsets that brings a useful collection of data that generalizes the entire population. There is a purpose your judgmental sampling is there. So here the samples are selected only based on the researcher's knowledge. Okay. So as their knowledge is instrumental in creating the samples, there are the chances of obtaining the highly accurate answers with the minimum original error. And this is also known as judgmental sampling or authoritative sampling. Then snowball sampling. Okay, it is also known as chain reference sampling. That means that you are not knowing about who are all your target respondents. So what you can do, you can find out one respondent first. From that one respondent, you can ask, okay, how he can get the informations. And that person will give the another person. So like that, keep on, you can extend the people. That is called snowball sampling, chain referral sampling. So there are differences there between probability sampling and non-probability sampling. Okay, that you can go through yourself. Then what are the various criteria is there for selecting the sampling techniques? Okay. So the first one, the purpose of the survey. Okay, what is the purpose you are going to collect the data? Okay, that will determine the selecting the sampling technique. Okay. So the purpose of the survey, based on the choice of the particular type of probability sampling, depends on the geographical area of the survey. And you can choose what kind of sampling techniques you are going, whether you are going for the probability sampling or non-probability sampling. Then measurability. Okay. So the application of statistical inference. Okay. It requires computation of sampling from the sample itself. And based on the measurability, you can decide whether you want to go for the probability sampling or non-probability sampling. And then degree of precision, then information about the population, the nature of the populations, geographical area of the study and size of the population, and financial resources. Okay, how much you have, financial support, whether you have the enough time to collect the data, whether economically you are strong to proceed with your research study. So like that, the various factors will be determining your way how you are going to choose what kind of probability techniques you are going to adapt. Okay, whether we can go for the probability sampling or the non-probability sampling. Okay, so that you can identify with the help of these criteria. Okay, so that's all about this sampling distributions. I think even the last chapter, there is a time series analysis is that you can go through. Okay, time series, mostly they won't ask the problems, they won't ask. They will ask the theoretical part only, they will ask. So if you take about here, most of the times they will be asking the problems related with the mean, median, mode that they're asking. Then rank correlations they're asking, correlation coefficient, rank correlation, Carl Pearson's correlation coefficient that we have to find out that they're asking. Then they will be asking the problems related with the skewness problem they asked one time. Even sometimes they might ask the quartile deviations also. Okay, so this part you have to concentrate, and you have to concentrate simultaneously the theoretical portions also. So go through the previous year questions, what are the questions they asked, that topic you can go through, and more than that you can get the idea. Okay, so any questions, don't leave the questions, you can give your answers. Whatever you know, you can write something there. Okay, don't leave any questions because it is a 100 marks paper and each question carries the 2 marks. Sorry, 20 marks. If you are going to lose any, if you are not going to write any one question also, you are going to lose 20 marks. So make sure that you are attempting all the questions and whatever the possibility answers you are going to give, you are able to give it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. All the best for your exams. Okay. I think hope my classes are going to end today. I think I completed the marketing 4 blocks as well as the QT quantitative analysis also 4 blocks work. Okay. So today is this is the last class for me. We'll see maybe the next semester. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank
Sir,
you very much.
Thank you.
one more
Thank you,
thing,
sir.
sir.
And
Can we come to the study center if we have any doubts, sir?
yes, ma'am. That depends upon a study center. Which study center you are, ma'am?
Christian, sir.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Christian only, no? Okay, no issue. Okay.
Yeah, I can come now, sir.
Yeah. Before coming, please call me, ma'am. Whether I am available
Okay,
or not, you can check it. Then you can.
Oh, okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
Sir, we can text you, sir, if we have any doubt.
Sir?
Yes. Hello.
Sir,
Yes,
can you
ma'am.
text?
Hello, sir.
Can you
I'm
message?
from.
Yes,
Sir,
ma'am.
we have to submit our assignment. Directly
Yes.
we can come and submit the assignment, sir.
You are offline. You are submitting the assignment, ma'am.
Is
I
okay,
think
sir.
that